Ciao a tutti. All right, we are live. I haven't done a live stream in a very long time. But anyway, so welcome. This video will show up as a video on my channel. So if you haven't catch the, excuse me, if you're not watching the live stream right now, don't worry, you will be able to watch this again. So anyway, today we are covering basically what's been going on here in Italy pretty much since the start of the new year. So I just want to give you an update of what's going on with the COVID situation and to talk about a few other little things here and there. So yes, and also after I get done with the update, then I will take some questions from anybody else here who is in the chat. So a little bit nervous, really, because I'm not used to doing live chats, really. I haven't done one in well over about a year. So it's a unique experience, but I'm up for the challenge here. So once again, welcome. And if you're here, please feel free to leave me a comment in the chat. But anyway, I just want to get started. So a lot's been happening here in Italy since my last COVID update video. It is June 20th. Yes, June 20th. Okay, and there have been some significant updates since my last video. By the way, this is how I talk normally. I don't have the magic of video editing, and so what you see is what you get with David today. So, but I will try and speak slowly because I've had a problem with speaking fast most of my life. So, but anyway, let's get down to it. So, the first thing I want to talk about are the vaccines. Now, I have had my first vaccine. I got the Pfizer vaccine at the beginning of this month, and I'm scheduled for my second shot on the 8th. So, hey, Mike, how are you? Elbow bump. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so my next one is on July 8th. It's going to be with Pfizer again. I'm a little bit nervous about getting the second one because that's where people complain about not feeling very well. But whatever, it's worth it, really. So yeah, I'm getting that one here. There's been a lot of controversy with the AstraZeneca vaccine here in Italy. For the record, it is still available, and the Minister of Health here, I call him Bob Hope, but that's his name translated from Italian, Roberto Speranza. He says that all vaccines are safe, including AstraZeneca. However, it's been recommended that people over 60 get AstraZeneca, and if I understand this correctly, it's because they're less at risk for blood clots, if I've understood correctly. But honestly, I think a lot of people don't really want to get the AstraZeneca vaccine. I'll give you an example. To get my first vaccine, I downloaded a regional health department app, Italy and Lazio. And it was very hard to get an appointment. You know, you've got to look for a pharmacy or a doctor who's available. And it was very hard to find Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna. In fact, I don't even think I even saw Moderna. But AstraZeneca was readily available. If you want to get that one, then you can. But like I said before, a lot of people just don't prefer to get that one. I didn't. So, but I held out and I got Pfizer. Also, what's going on here in Italy is that children age 12 and older can get the vaccine. However, this depends on the parents. It's like any decision for a minor under 18, it's up to the parents to decide if they want their child to get a vaccine. But if you are 12 and older, then it is possible. So anyway, that's where we are for the vaccines. And as far as Italy is concerned, let me see. So I'm on a website called Lab24 Il Sole 24 Ore. And according to this website here, let's see, 50% of the population has had at least their first dose, which is roughly 30 million people. There have been 15.5 million people have had both shots, which is 26% of the population. And let's see, approximately over 1 million people have had the one dose, so the Johnson & Johnson. My wife included, actually. So that's where we are with the vaccines. I'm told that we're a little bit behind compared to the United States. I don't know why, really. I don't do a very thorough job of keeping up with the news, but this is the latest. That's what's been happening here. So Anyway, I'm very happy that the vaccines have been coming out. It's a step in the right direction. It's been a very difficult year um, dealing with the coronavirus, especially in my case because I have a little girl. By the way, if you hear her during the broadcast, then it is what it is, really, you know. But anyway, it's been really hard working from home. Both of us have been working from home, my wife and I, and we have our little girl here too. So we've made do, but it's not been easy, really. So now, as far as Italy is concerned, and what's going on with moving around and things opening up, I think on Monday that most of Italy, in fact, all of Italy, is going into Zona bianca, the white zone. And for those of you that don't know, Italy is divided up into colored regions. So at the start, when the virus was a real problem, then the whole country was in the red zone, meaning there was a high number of people who were getting the virus, and there was just a high risk of the virus. There we go. Now, thanks to the vaccines, thanks to all the measures that have been put into place, then we are now in the white zone. So what does that mean? That means that, as far as I can see, it seems that all the businesses are opening up, really. For example, pools, swimming pools, and the gyms, they took a long time to really open up, and rightly so, because these are areas where, hi Stella, these are areas where people can really catch the disease very easily, virus, excuse me. So, but it seems like everything is opening up, fortunately. Also, in a white zone, we no longer have any curfews. Here in Lazio, I don't remember if the curfew was at 10 p.m. or 12 midnight, but needless to say, businesses were not allowed to be open past these times here. I think also people were not allowed to be out. So the curfews are gone. Now, as far as the masks and distancing is concerned, the social distancing, those are still in place. We still need to wear masks out in the open. Businesses still tell you to keep the distance. So that is still what's going on. I did read, though, however, that it's possible by the middle of next month, by the middle of July, that we will not need to wear the masks anymore. Hopefully, because honestly, it's been so annoying having to wear these masks. Especially in the summertime. Honestly, wearing that mask outside when it's hot, your face is sweating really, and it's the second summer that we're wearing masks. I never thought that we would be in this position, but that's how the things have happened in the world, really. But anyway, that's where we are as far as the masks and social distancing. So, but anyway, no. What that means is that things seem to be really opening up. Things seem to be, going back to normal. I think that things will not go like they did last year, because even last year, things opened up. Tourism seemed to pick up again. But then in the fall time, we had a sharp increase in cases again. But keep in mind, this was because none of the vaccines were out. So hopefully now that the population is being vaccinated, I just really hope that we won't see a repeat of what we saw in the fall. So time will tell. Hopefully. So, what else? Something a lot of people want to know is travel. Now, can we travel to Italy this summer? The answer, I would say, is yes. However, it's not a full yes. What do I mean? Well, personally, if you are planning to come here to Italy between now and whenever, really, I highly recommend that you check with the airline, because there do seem to be a lot of specific rules and restrictions in place. So, from what I understand, the one thing that you want to look for is that you are on a COVID tested flight. Now, if I understood this correctly, this means that before you board the flight, then you need to have been tested for the COVID, or at least prove that you've been vaccinated. But you need to at least get tested. Excuse me. You need to get tested and make sure that you have a negative result at least 2 days before you board the flight. And then when you arrive here in Italy, they require you to get tested again. But again, I would really check with your airline. I would check with where you're going. There's a lot of ifs involved. So like I said, you can come here to Italy, but do be informed, so to speak. Also, I did read on the U.S. travel website that anybody who's coming to Italy needs an EU digital passenger locator form. I took a look at that, and it seems it looks very similar to the ESTA form that we use to go to the United States. And in essence, what that is just a form where they want to know who you are, what you do, and what your travel plans are. So if you are coming here, make sure you take a look at that. I believe, no, I'm not sure if that's in digital form. Actually, I think you need to print that out and actually fill it out. And also, if you're traveling with a family, then just one form per family is okay. So that's where we are with travel. Like I said, I don't know if there's any restrictions, any serious restrictions. However, I did want to share something with you. So let's see. I recently got my U.S. passport renewed, and they gave me this handy dandy little card here, informational card here. It says the State Department encourages U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents to avoid all non-essential travel. I'm wondering if this card was printed a long time ago, if it's just something that they give and they give now that they haven't updated. In fact, it even says here, COVID-19 testing required for all passengers boarding flights bound to the United States. Let's see, on January 26, 2021, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced an order requiring all air passengers arriving to the U.S. from a foreign country to get tested no more than 3 days before their flight departs and to present the negative result or documentation of having recovered from COVID-19 to the airline before boarding the flight. So if I understood this correctly, if you go back to the United States, they want you to get tested 3 days before you go to the United States. However, if you're coming here to Italy, then it seems 2 days is all you need here. You got to check, really. So we're looking at the chat here. Yes, I'm always tired. That's something that's that I was born with. My daughter's got it too. So, it's just something that we're learning to live with here. So in regards to travel, my parents are coming here in August, and they've never met my daughter before. So this should be nice, really. And I have told my parents, make sure there are no significant travel restrictions before you come here. But I get the feeling that some of this information that I've just read to you will probably still be valid when they come here. So to me, what makes sense is that they should present proof that they've been vaccinated to the airline, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had to get tested again when they arrive here in Rome. So we'll see what happens. I'll be very curious to see what happens. In regards to myself in travel, I am flying to Sicily, and that's allowed actually because when Italy is in the white zone, then interregional travel is allowed. So shouldn't be any problems there. I'm also flying to Connecticut in December, and I haven't been there in 2 years. So I'm really hoping that everything is calmed down, everything is settled before December, really, because it's been 2 years, and I would really hate for to have this trip canceled because I've spent 2 Christmases here, and so the rest of you watching, I'm sure you can relate. Really, we've spent a number of holidays in quarantine, and so we've had enough. So, what else here? So, I was talking to some of my students, and when you finish high school, you have to take an exam called l'esame della maturità. And usually you do an oral and you do a traditional testing. It's written. This year it's only been oral, and it seemed brutal actually because they had to do the testing only oral, and it lasted not quite an hour actually, but that's a long time to speak, really. So anyway, something I forgot to mention, my job. So recently I just started doing lessons again at school, and my job decided that I had to do testing. I had to do lessons at school only for the children's lessons, and honestly, it was really nice. I've managed to do lessons on the internet, and there are pros and cons to doing your lessons over Zoom, as most people are finding out with their jobs, really. But honestly, when you teach and when you're in person, there's so much more that gets understood. There's the whole other atmosphere of teaching in the classroom. There's more intimacy, so to speak, and there's no microphone problems, there's no video problems, and so it was really nice. So anyway, but recently, I've started to go back to school, but actually I'm doing half really. I do adult lessons, and so about 2 or 3 days a week I'm here, and the other days I have to go to school. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm tongue tied. No, working at home is pretty nice, really. But again, there's ups and downs to it. When you're at school, there's no distractions. And here, sometimes I have the baby who distracts me. Hello, Ann. Hi. Oh yeah, happy Father's Day. Thank you. That's right. It's Father's Day in America, but in here it's March 19th because it coincides with Saint Joseph. So, but thank you anyway. I should call my dad. Where was I going with this? Yeah, I was talking about working at home and working at school. So yeah, here I have a few more distractions, but I can wear what I want to wear. I can actually prop my feet up. I can wear shorts, really. And so I have to say I really preferred working at home than going to school. But working at home means that, we're still in this COVID situation and the world needs to get out of it, honestly, So it is what it is. It was destined to end. So, but anyway, guys, believe it or not, that's pretty much all I have in regards to the virus update. Really, that's pretty much what's going on. Italy seems to be easing out of it, really, and I really hope it lasts, really, because it's been tough on Italy, and I've seen a lot of businesses that have closed. As a matter of fact, last September, we went to Tuscany, and even then, I saw a lot of hotels, and when you looked at them, you knew that they were not opening up again. And I do see a lot of restaurants and boarded up buildings here. Not a ton, really, but you do see them, and there's just some people that have not been able to get past the lack of business, really. But case in point, I just came back from lunch. I went to my favorite neighborhood in Rome, San Saba. If you come to Rome, I really recommend it. They're open. They're able to withstand the pandemic. My gym is actually open up again, but honestly, I'm not in a hurry to go back to the gym, honestly. And I'll tell you one thing. My general attitude towards this whole pandemic is I'm happy with the direction that we're going in. I'm very glad that the population is being vaccinated, and we do seem to be getting out of this, really. But to be honest, we're not out of the woods yet. And even though I've had my first dose, I still wear masks out in public. More so if I'm around a lot of people, really. If I'm just walking by myself in the middle of the street, no, I don't think there's any risks. I don't know. But there's also variations of the virus, And so we're not out of the woods yet, and I still think we need to be prudent up until the very end. It's kind of like when you're on a diet. You're on a diet. You want to lose 10 pounds. Well, when you've lost 9 pounds, you still have that extra pound to go, and so it's not time to quit yet. And that's kind of how I approach the virus here. We've got to see it through to the end. So. In regards to getting the vaccine, I had no side effects, really. I had a little bit of pain in my arm, really. My wife had the Johnson & Johnson, and she felt terrible for about a day or two, which was normal. We expected that, really. So do I think the vaccines were necessary? Sure. I mean, I'm not an expert on this whole thing, really. But to be honest, I would rather be vaccinated and in the end find out that the whole thing was over exaggerated rather than not get the vaccine and face a possible consequence. That's just kind of how I look at it, really. I mean, there's all kinds of people out there that have opinions on it. Personally, as long as there's no risk, I say just get vaccinated. That's kind of how I look at it. Yeah, I believe that should do it in regards to what's going on here in Italy in regards to the virus, really. We seem to be going in the right direction, but other countries are not. So let's see. What do I think about mixing two different types of vaccine? Well, I'm not a medical expert, really, so that's hard to say. As long as there's no risk, then I'm for it, really. If I don't know if the government or if a professional tells me that there's a risk for getting two different vaccines, then no, I would just hold out and wait for the other one. So, but My friend Ann here in the chat, she actually administers the vaccine in New York, and she's telling me no, no, no. Okay, but she's for them, and so well, I know, Ann. No to what actually? I forgot what I said. So to reiterate, guys, no, I'm for them, to be honest. So not an expert, but there's no risk to me, so I did them. So anyway, let's see. All right. If you have any other questions, feel free to jump in the chat. Cannot mix manufacturers. Okay, so then with that said, then for my next dose, I'm scheduled. Excuse me. I'm scheduled to get the Pfizer, and that's the only one that I want really. If for some reason I had to wait for the Pfizer, then I would wait for it really. So if I can't mix it, if mixing it poses a significant health threat, then no, I won't. Well, let's see. So now apparently the government of Italy has allowed it. Okay. Who do you believe? Who do you follow? I guess it's up to the individual, really. Personally, I would trust a health professional, but that's just me. Anyway, as I was saying before, so if you want to jump into the chat, if you have a question for me, it could also be about something not regarding the vaccine. It could be about something, whatever, Italy related, Italy news, or maybe something that you want to ask me, maybe something about a previous video, then feel free to ask, really. So anyway, like I said before, guys, if you are just joining the chat right now, don't worry that this will be put on my channel as a regular video. So if you're looking for an Italy update, then you'll be able to catch this on the replay. In regards to in regards to this being a COVID update video, I haven't done this in a while, and the reason why is because I wanted to wait for significant changes to happen in this country, because since the outbreak of this pandemic, the news has changed radically by the week, by the month, rapidly. So I wanted to let some time pass by before I, talked about updates that I've been having in this country. And I think the last time I did a COVID update was, winter of last year. So yeah, it was overdue. That was a live chat. The last COVID video that I did, I think was the beginning of this year, where I talked about me working online. So let's see. Mike says, apparently there are studies coming out about the safety of mixing vaccines, and it seems it's safe. So it seems that there's no direct answer. There's no definitive answer. At least, how can I put this? I don't think we're going to get the majority of the people saying the same thing. So I'd like to wait. I'd like to wait on this. I'd like to really see what happens, because I think the more the vaccines come out, the more experience we have with it, the more time passes, I think we will get more definitive answers. And I think that's like anything medical, more or less here. So anyway, so let's see. She'd like to know more about the mask mandate indoor and outdoors. So let's see about the mask. Here's how it works. When you go to businesses here in Italy, if you go anywhere, restaurants, if you go to, if you want to buy a bus ticket, very often you will see a sign that says, please wear a mask. So as it stands, even though we are in the Zona bianca, as they call it here, the white zone, even though we are in a situation, they still require you to wear masks. In fact, just this morning I was in church, and we still have to wear masks when we go to church. And across from me, there was a guy, older guy, and he took his mask off, and he had his mask off for the majority of the mass. And there's a lady who kind of runs the mass, so to speak. She just walks around and runs everything. She walked up to him, and I couldn't hear her, but she was visibly upset. So let's just say there's still a mask culture, if you will. So, but yeah, speaking of mask, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if I have to wear my mask when I go down to Sicily in roughly 2 months from now. So I'm cool with that. If I have to wear a mask, if I still do to protect myself and to protect my family, then so be it. Really, they're annoying, but I prefer to be healthy than annoyed. So anyway, that's where we are with the masks. Also, what's pretty nice is that most businesses still allow you to sanitize your hands when you when you walk in. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. Let's see. Like I said before, guys, if you have any more questions that you want to throw out my way here, let me know. These could be non-COVID related. This could be about something else that I talked about before in the past. By the way, actually, I said it before in my last video, and I want to reiterate. Last video, if you haven't seen it, was a little bit vulgar. Okay. But I did it because, well, I'm trying to experiment a little bit more on my channel. The live stream is a perfect example. I don't usually go live. This is only my second live stream. So it's not easy. I'm looking at my camera here. People are watching me, and but whatever. It's a learning experience. You grow, you improve. But anyway, yeah, the last video is a bit vulgar. But honestly, I really have some fun making it just because it was something different that I hadn't done before. So let's see. If there's no more questions, then I am going to wrap this up rather quickly, actually. So, because I believe I covered everything pretty much. I don't think there's anything else that that I need to cover here. No, that's pretty much it, I think. So, one thing I do want to understand really is this whole matter of the COVID tested flights, really. Like I said before, these are ones where everybody has been tested before. Everybody presents evidence that they have been vaccinated. So in theory, this should be a flight where there's low risk, if any, really. But what I want to know is what happens, or like, excuse me. If you're not on a COVID tested flight, then that means that you have to quarantine. At least here in Italy, you have to quarantine for 10 days. So what constitutes being on a COVID tested flight? And I told my parents this. I says, check with your airline before you fly. Make sure that you are on one of these. Sorry, my microphone fell. Make sure that you are on one of these COVID flights, because I don't want them to have to quarantine for 10 days when they come here, because I think they would be rather miserable. So let's see. Have restaurants returned to normal hours? Aperitivo in effect? It would seem so. Yeah. I don't really see any restrictions on the hours, including the aperitivo. No, I haven't seen that really. I think the restaurants were following the curfew that was set into place, really. So if there's no more curfew, then the restaurants can stay open. And I believe the restaurants have even allowed people to eat indoors. So personally, well, I have mixed feelings about that. Even in non-COVID times, I always prefer to eat indoors because very often here in Rome, if you decide to eat outside, like if you're eating on a sidewalk, personally, that's not exactly something comfortable here in Rome for any reasons. One, car fumes. Two, people passing by and looking at you saying, what's he eating? What's he eating? Personally, I found it annoying, really. So in the past, I always prefer to eat indoors. But eating indoors now, or at least up until recently, constituted a possible COVID risk. So, well, I'm not really sure. It depends on the context, really. If I can eat outdoors, yes. If not, indoors, because I think conditions do allow for it now. Everyone tests 72 hours before. Okay. Let's see. We will be on COVID tested flights. Lots of swabbing. Okay, good. Sure. So, yeah, that's my advice, really. If you want to travel safe, make sure your flight is COVID tested. So you really got to check with the airline. Let's see. Okay, question in Italian. It says, hello. It says, have you ever been to northern Italy? It is completely different from the center or the south. For this one, I will respond in both languages. First in English. Yeah, I have been to the north. Not in recent times, really. My only trip to the north was in September, and that was Tuscany, Toscana. So that depends if you consider it the north. From my perspective, yes. And anybody who's south of Rome. But yeah, since COVID times, no. I have been to Trentino Alto Adige, which is the one of my favorite areas of Italy. I've only been there once, but I'm dying to go back. I've been to Venice, Milan. I've been to various cities throughout the north. So, dunque, sì. Allora, dopo il COVID io sono stato in Toscana. altrimenti no. Prima del Covid ho fatto tanti viaggi nel nord. Sono stato a Bolzano, sono stato a Venezia, Milano, Bologna. Sì, infatti dopo il Covid vorrei tanto viaggiare, soprattutto in Trentino. So, spero di essere stato chiaro. Quindi, so anyway, yeah, guys. Honestly, I'm actually kind of speaking for the Italian tourism industry, and also because my channel, at least before COVID, was a tourism channel, and I'm looking to make it that again. But as soon as it's feasible to come back here to Italy, please do, because a lot of this country relies on tourism money, and so this past year has really been hard on a lot of businesses. And like I said, a lot of them have not recovered. So as soon as you can, please come back. And honestly, if you're looking for an experience that's not your typical art cities like here, Rome, Venice, Florence, and even Naples, really, then I recommend going to Trentino because it's Italy, but it has a distinct Austrian influence. And we had a great time. My wife and I went there the April before the lockdown. So let's see, April of 2019. Fantastic experience. We really loved it. The mountains, the Germanic influence, really. So let's see. Also Treviso, of course. Yes, my friend Mike here is from Veneto. We just met up recently, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, actually, since the outbreak of COVID. And I've been to Treviso numerous times. Last time was with him, and I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see. Marmellotte State of Mind. Let's see. Ah, grazie mille. Grazie, molto volentieri. No, purtroppo non sono mai stato a Vicenza, però vorrei veramente vedere il nord, perché io ho vissuto al sud, mia moglie è del sud. Quindi abbiamo molto, cioè c'è molto che vogliamo vedere. So there's a lot of things that we want to see in the north because I've seen a lot in the south. I lived there. My wife's from the south, but there's a lot to see. This whole country is just like there's just so much to see. There's so many little towns and little hidden treasures to see here in Italy, and that's been really one of the hardest parts of COVID. You know, it was just really sad to see the tourism industry hit in this country. And I really feel bad for the people that never really recovered. I'm hoping that I compare this to like a pinball machine. What do I mean? When you begin, you know, you pull the lever back, and the ball, you hit the ball, and the ball goes out. So I liken the COVID to the lever. You know, you pull it back, and once you let it go, then the ball can travel. So I'm hoping that Italy has this effect. Really, you know, once COVID ends, actually, we can let it go and let people just go all over the pinball machine. So I love metaphors. So that's kind of what came to mind. Veneto rules. No comment, Mike, because honestly, I've been to Veneto, but I haven't been there enough, really. I've been to, let's see, Padova, Verona, Treviso, your town of Preganzio, and also Venice. So I like Venice, yes. Is it rule? I don't know. So depends where you're from, really. So, right. So, guys, I'm still taking questions. So, if you have any more questions in regards to COVID, if you have, or about my channel in general, let me know. And also, I have tried my best to not be a motor mouth because, like I said before, when I have the convenience of making a video, I can edit it and I can make myself sound coherent, so to speak. Here in the live chat, no, it's not the same thing. So I'm trying hard to make myself understood. So if I haven't been very clear, my apologies. I'm working on it. Oh, so anyway, where is my next trip? Well, it's like I said, we are going to Sicily in August. It's my daughter's first birthday, so my parents are coming for that. So yeah, it's technically a vacation. The first vacation that we're going to do without the family, I really don't know. But as soon as we can, again, we want to go to Trentino because again, the tourism industry does need our help. You know, it's something that that should be saved because Italy is well known for tourism, as we all know. So, Let's see. Ann says, "Do I feel that travelers will be welcome? I know businesses want the industry to open. What about the people of Italy?" I think so too, honestly. Italians usually have a very positive reaction towards tourists. I'll give you an example. Suppose you wanted to come here and you wanted to try and speak a few words in Italian. The Italians, they appreciate that. They really do. You know, in their mind, they're thinking, wow, he cared. They care about us. They wanted to learn at least a few words in our language, really. So there's at least a passive interest. So, no, Italians, tourists are always, in a general sense, welcome in this country. So, you know, any hostility towards anybody who's a tourist here, you know, as long as you're not pushy or demanding or just come here to cause trouble, whatever that may be. No, I wouldn't worry about it, to be honest. Absolutely, but yeah, businesses, they definitely want this industry to open. Really, I would say desperation is also part of it. Really, because yeah, not just Italy, really, but I think the whole world has felt the pinch of COVID. To be honest, yeah. So, well, the baby hasn't cried actually, so that's wonderful. I guess she's getting better. So. Anyway, one question I want to ask all of you. I don't normally shoot a video here on the table, really, because I wasn't sure if this cabinet here was a good background, really, because it's not quite my style. You know, it's nice, but not. It doesn't quite say David. So I don't know if this is a good idea. Let me know. So also, if you have any other ideas for videos in the future, do please let me know. So I have video ideas that that I like to do, but at the end of the day, it's you who matter. You know, my viewers, the people who watch my videos, who leave the comments, who take the time out of the day to be with me. You know, I really appreciate it. And so, if I can make something that would be of your interest, that would really help you, then do please let me know, because this channel is equally about me as it is about you. And so, you're part of it. So, thank you. My pleasure, Ian. Actually, this channel really is the best hobby I've ever had in my life. I absolutely love making these videos. It's just great to interact with all of you. It's great to talk about my life and to help people, to be honest. And that's really the point of today's video. The point of today's video reflects on the reason why I have created this channel. You know, I created this channel because I think that people need information when they come here to Italy, because it's one thing to read about it, and it's one thing to actually talk to somebody who's lived here, who's been a tourist here, and who understands Italy. I'm at an absolute, excuse me, I'm not an absolute expert on this country, but I've been here for 12 years, and so I think that says something, really. But yeah, it's just my pleasure to really reach out and be of help to people. And dare I say, there's a lot of misinformation in this country. You know, it's easy to get the wrong information. Not just Italy though, but I have had times where, you know, I didn't get the correct information, or things turned out differently than I expected, both as a tourist and living here. Have I got an official Instagram account for the channel? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, let's see. Officially, the name of the channel is called David's Dose of Italy. I don't often say that in my videos, really, but I probably should, actually, now that you mention it. But anyway, if you do type in David's Dose of Italy on Instagram, you will find me there. I do have a personal account, and I do have an Instagram account. And I'm trying to separate the two, because unfortunately, there's been a lot of blurring. So I'm not a social media expert, really. But I do try to promote the channel and promote channel things on Instagram. In fact, I made a post, a story, talking about this live chat. So let's see. Video on getting around, taxis, let's see, metro, walking, it'll be so helpful. Actually, Ian, yeah, if you check out my older videos, I do talk about how to get around this country. I've talked about traveling by train, I believe. If I haven't, I'll make a video on that. I have to check. Taxis, yes, taxis was actually one of the first videos that I made in this channel. It was my second or third video, I think. So I do talk about that. I do have, yes, I also do have a video about the metro, at least here in Rome. Walking, what do you mean by walking? Do you mean by, can you get around by walking? What can you see by walking? So if you can be a bit more specific, that would be great. So, but anyway, guys, yeah, believe it or not, when you interact with my channel, when you hit the like button, leave a comment, and when you share it out, what this does is it tells the YouTube algorithm that you enjoyed it, and what the algorithm wants are people who are satisfied. They want people that have a good viewing experience, because the algorithm follows the people. If they understand that this is something that people like, then my channel gets promoted, really. So easy to walk. Is it safe? Yes. Well, here in Rome, is it easy to walk? Yes. However, my advice is this: when you're crossing the street, my own personal advice is that make sure that you have plenty of time to cross the street before the car comes your way, because very often cars don't stop. Really, they don't stop unless they absolutely have to. Now, granted, when you're in the pedestrian crossing, when you're there, hold on a minute. I couldn't go anymore. When you're in the pedestrian crossing, they have to stop for you. It's the law, really. What the law is and what people actually do are two different things. So when you're here in Rome, actually, I would really gauge it very carefully. Look at the car like a hawk and say, do I think they're going to stop? And even when you're crossing the street, actually give them a look like, you're going to stop? Okay. It's in their best interest to stop, really, because if they hit you, then it's worse for them than it is for you. At least, not as far as the pain is concerned. Okay, I'm getting morbid here. So let's see. In Rome, well, let's see. Can you walk here in Rome? It depends where you live. Where I live here, I can walk and get everything I need on a day-to-day basis. Groceries, the pharmacy, pretty much everything that I need, I can get walking here. But it really depends on where you are in Italy. I've seen some areas in the north, Veneto, as I remember. There's some towns where if you live in a residential area, then you need a car to get what you need. So. So let's see. I was mentioning something before. I got a little bit sidetracked. Yes, the algorithm does follow the people. So like I said, actually, if you can share out any of the videos, if you watch it, you like, if you can send it out to somebody else, that'd be cool, really. So I really appreciate it. But anyway, guys, let's see. The channel will go on, really. I have no intention of giving up. It's not easy to make these videos, especially with having a baby. I try to make a video a week. I would do more if I could, really. But, when you have a baby who's under 1 year old, it's not easy, to be honest. I do my best to at least produce 2 videos a month, really. I prefer more, but it is what it is. But I'm grateful just for that. So. Yes, I do know Raphael. In fact, I met him in Trentino. Let's see. Yeah, when I went there, April of 2019. We spoke about a collaboration, really. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, really. He's a hard guy to get a hold of, really. But we'll see, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I've seen his videos. His channel is very similar to mine. He makes different style of content. And I think that's actually good. I think it's good that we make different content, really, because everyone needs their own style. Like he would, if he presents an argument, he'll say it in one way, and then I'll say it in another. And also because we have different personalities. So that's like anybody. Ooh, water again. Excuse me. So. No, my pleasure, Anna, actually. Like I said, this is a great hobby. It took me nearly almost 40 years to find a good, meaningful hobby. And so I'm just grateful for everything, really, so to speak. One last thing I want to mention is the consulate visit went rather well. Like I said, I had my Italian passport renewed. My American passport renewed, and also I had to go there to make my daughter a U.S. citizen. In fact, that's a video that may come out eventually. I want to talk about how to make your child a U.S. citizen if you're living here in Italy. So we'll see if I can find enough demand for that, so to speak. But anyway, going to the consulate was rather easy. It was in and out. I still had to wear a mask. There was reduced staffing. But honestly, I think it worked out in my favor because there's not a lot of people traveling, and so the processing was done rather quickly. So, ciao, ti seguo dalla Puglia, un abbraccio. Hey, ciao, grazie mille per l'attenzione, come dico sempre alla fine di ogni video. Sono stato in Puglia purtroppo una volta sola. Io sono stato a Vieste a trovare un'amica. Veramente ci vorrei tornare, ovviamente dopo il Covid. No, guys, I just said that I have a viewer here from Puglia, and this person has been following me. They follow me, actually. I've only been to Puglia once, which, if you don't know, is the heel of the boot. I was there once. I really want to go back, but obviously after COVID. So, my God, there's so much I want to see after COVID. I think like everybody else, really. So, but it also depends if the baby allows it, because it's not exactly easy traveling with a baby, as I've seen. Like sometimes she gets very upset in car rides. We took her for a car ride, which lasted about an hour, and was not a pleasant experience. But as she gets older, I think she'll get used to it. Speaking of which, really, I hate to say it, but I really don't want to bring her onto this channel, really, because I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable with putting her in a video, and because these videos stay on the YouTube platform for a very long time. And, if she sees herself years from now and says, oh my God, I've been on YouTube for how many years now, so basically what I'm saying is, I want to respect her privacy even now. So, sorry guys, for as much as I'd like to, if you want to see her, you have to come to Rome and meet me in person. So, so that's where I stand with my daughter. Although, as you've seen, actually, I have put little pictures of her. I have put little pictures of her here and there in my videos. In fact, I think in my first Italian gesture video, I did put a picture of her in there, but I put 2 little hearts in her eyes, and so you get an idea what she looks like, but couldn't see that part. So yeah, and honestly, I'm the same way with Facebook. I'll put her in a story. I may put an occasional picture here and there, but to be honest, my common sense just says respect their privacy now. I see people who just put pictures of their kids on a weekly basis. To each their own, really. I don't want to judge, but that's where I stand with her. Although I think I will do videos that talk about her in the future, because I think bilingualism, raising a baby that has 2 different parents, because culturally my wife and I are very different, really, and so I think that'll be interesting to see how she grows up. So I can definitely see myself talking about this subject in the future. Obviously, there has to be a demand for it. I can't put a video out if no one's going to watch it. I've done that before, and I'm not doing it again. So, also something else I want to mention for all of you, I'll say this in both languages. For those of you who are from Italy, in fact, half my audience seems to be from Italy. I wasn't expecting that, but cool. But eventually, I will put out a video exclusively in Italian. But if you don't speak Italian, then I will find a way for you to understand. Subtitles, really. Allora, ho detto che prima o poi vorrei fare un video in italiano. Cosa ho detto in inglese? Non mi ricordo. No, niente, è una cosa che voglio fare da molto tempo, però non è facile perché giustamente l'italiano lo parlo, però non è la mia prima lingua. Però metterò i sottotitoli in italiano, così mi posso seguire tutti. I don't think that's exactly what I said in English, but you get the idea. So another question in time. Let's see. This person's asked me if I have both passports. Yes, I do. Let's see. How do I manage when I travel abroad? That's a good question, actually. So yeah, when I go to the United States, I present my U.S. passport, and quite simply because when I go to the United States, it's easier to enter the United States, because if you're an American and you go past customs with a foreign passport, that might be a red flag, that because they can see where you're born, they can hear the way you speak that you're an American, and they want to know why are you using a foreign passport. So that's what I do. But if I do travel outside the Schengen area, so for example, if one day we go to Japan, like I want to go, I would use my Italian passport, because this is where I reside, most of the year. No, in fact, this is where I reside. Excuse me. So it just makes sense to use the passport of the country where you live all year. And so that's what I do. So, dunque, questa domanda me l'hai fatta in italiano. Allora, quando vado negli Stati Uniti uso sempre quello americano, perché non penso che sia una buona idea usare un altro passaporto quando tu sei americano. Per esempio, arrivo lì, parlo inglese, vedono dove sono nato, però sto usando un altro passaporto, non va bene. E quindi io non voglio dei problemi quando viaggio negli Stati Uniti, o meglio, quando entro negli Stati Uniti. Se invece io andassi, che ne so, in Giappone, allora a quel punto userei quello italiano, perché l'Italia è il posto in cui abito tutto l'anno, quindi per me ha senso usare quello italiano. Non so se mi sono spiegato. Let's see, somebody's from the Salerno province. I can notice you have influence of our accent. That's weird, actually. After all these years, I still have a Campania influence. Yeah, I spent 5 years in Campania. I lived in Napoli and also Salerno. And so I guess that was the area where I really that was actually the area where I actually really improved my Italian, where I actually perfected it. So there's a 10-second delay actually between here and also the other room, so it's kind of confusing. So sorry about that. But anyway, yeah. MC, where are you from exactly? You said Salerno province. I'm quite familiar with Campania. I've been to a lot of little towns. Have I ever been to Australia? Unfortunately, no. I'm not afraid of the journey. I think it's rather long, but it's not easy to go there, especially now that I have a family. So actually, NPs, if I'm reading your name correctly, that's actually a good topic for a video. Actually, which password do you use, or something along those lines, really, or maybe just a video on having both passports. So, like I said before, guys, give me. I like the feedback for these video ideas. These are great, actually, because I want things that people are actually looking for, that they want to see, so to speak. So, all right. So, going back to COVID, yeah, like I said before, I think that pretty much covers it. Actually, I don't think there's anything that I'm not covering here. So let's see. Gropoli. Oh my God. Yeah, I love Agropoli. I've been to Gropoli twice. I more specifically in the Centro Storico. Sì, sono stato ad Agropoli 2 volte, soprattutto nel Centro Storico. È sempre stato uno dei miei posti preferiti in Campania, e quindi sì, ci vorrei tornare un giorno. Actually, I've only been to Agropoli in the Cilento, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, it's actually weird. I've been in Rome for, oh God, since 2015. And well, it's kind of weird. I don't think I have the Roman influence when I speak Italian, but in one of my videos, actually, in fact, more than one of my videos, people say, you have a Roman accent. I don't hear it. So, is there a bucket list location you haven't visited yet in Europe, including Italy? Oh, sure, absolutely. I really want to go to Germany. It's been very frustrating, really. I have been to the Munich airport numerous times, and I think another airport in Germany. I think Frankfurt, I think. Yeah. It's so frustrating that I've actually flown over Germany numerous times, but like it's only in transit. And I always look down and I think, that's frustrating. I want to go down there and see something, really. I went to Scandinavia for my honeymoon, and that's an area of Europe that I'd wanted to see for a very long time, and I had a very good time there. So I also want to go to France. I have not been to France. That's another area where I've passed through it, but I just haven't had the time to really go and explore. Southern France, I'm told, is very nice, so I want to see that. Other areas in Europe that I want to see, Scotland. I've been to England numerous times for work and study, but I just have not made it up that far. So that's something I definitely want to see. Trying to think else. Where else do I want to see? Maybe Poland. Maybe there's a lot of places in Poland that I want to see. So yeah, bucket list. Actually, I have like a whole like a cooler full of places that I want to see, honestly. And so you can imagine the torture COVID has been, really. So yeah, I'm really happy that things are starting to normalize. I hate to be devil's advocate, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few unexpected surprises here and there, because even though we're making progress, we're not out of the woods yet. And so I think just to not get our hopes up too much, really, I think we should still leave a little bit of mental room, if you will, for things that could possibly go wrong. Hopefully not, actually. I'm usually I'm a very optimistic and hopeful person. But, you have to let life happen, actually. And in life, there are good things and bad things, as we all know. So, yeah, thank you for the question. So that was you've got my hopes up for future travel, really. So, but again, with my situation is a bit different with a child, and so you have to consider your child's needs first. Really, you can't just go somewhere because you want to go there if your child is not in the correct conditions to do so. This could be if they're sick. This could be if they can't handle trips, be it air, train, car, like my daughter. So. All right, guys, we're almost at an hour here. So this has gone on a bit longer than I thought it was going to go. So this is pretty good. I'll stay on for a few more minutes, and if any of you have any more questions that you want to throw out my way, go ahead. Yeah, this could be about things that are non-COVID related. This could be whatever, Italy related. If you want to ask me a personal question, I'm an open book more or less. So. Like I said before, I'm always looking for video topics. And once again, guys, so if you're just coming into the chat now, don't worry. Especially now, you've missed most of it. But this will be a video on my channel, and I will actually go back and add timestamps to it because if you've just come for the COVID information, then I will do my best to do that. I'm not sure if you can put timestamps for a live video, especially on the replay. But if I can, I'll do that. So anyway, right. So that's pretty much it, everybody. So that pretty much covers it. I want to thank you for coming to the live chat today. It's been going on for about an hour, and so I appreciate you taking an hour out of your day to come hang out with me. It's been pretty cool. I think this live stream went better than the first time. The first time I was a bucket of nerves, really. But no, I'm happy. Do I follow American TV series? No, I don't actually. No, I'm not really a fan of American TV. Partly because I'm at a distance, really. I mean, I do have Netflix. I do have Amazon Prime, really. So I do have access to American TV. But there's other things that I prefer to watch than American TV series. I do love Star Trek, though. So if anybody's a Star Trek fan out there, do let me know. I don't usually I'm not usually a fan of science fiction, to be honest. The big exception really is Star Trek, and also to a certain extent Star Wars. So anyway, right. It's been, like I said before, it's been nearly an hour. I don't want to waffle on too much, as they say in British English, means blah, blah, blah. So anyway, guys, so I'm going to wrap this up. So once again, thank you very much for being with me today. It's been great. Do reach out to me if you have any further questions. You can reach me on Instagram. You can leave a comment on any one of my YouTube videos. If you go to the description of my videos, then if you look down below, there's the email address where you can reach me. It's pretty easy to reach me. I also have my own Facebook page. I don't quite contribute to it that much, really. But these are things that I want to change in the future because I really want to help this channel grow. Something wonderful that deserves my attention. What else was I going to say? Also, one last thing, and I'm mentioning this at the end of the stream on purpose, really. I do have an online tip jar. So if you do feel like contributing a little bit something towards the channel, it's called Buy Me a Coffee. I put that in recent videos, not so much the older ones, really. If you do want to give something, then it's greatly appreciated. Any money that I do receive, I will invest it into the channel. This means like better equipment. And that's really what I want to do, actually, because there are certain expenses with being a YouTuber. Not a ton, really, but there are some that you have to do. For example, this microphone, it was small expense, really. But I do want to get a better microphone because I'm not sure if this thing works very well with my iPhone 12, which is what I use to shoot my videos, really. Better equipment is good, but at the end of the day, really, what really matters is what you talk about. You could have the best camera, the best setup, the best lighting, actually. But if you're talking about something that's just terrible, or if you're not good, then no one's going to follow you, really. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up now. It has now been an hour. Again, thank you very much for being with me today. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to interacting with all of you again. If you want to reach out, then I'm not hard to find. Instagram, Facebook, email, YouTube comments. That's where you can find me. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video and live stream. Ciao.